Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.97. There wasn't a whole lot of movement on the price of XRP today. And even if you look at the 7-day chart, you could see how we're pretty much going sideways right now. Bitcoin is starting to climb back up, sitting above 112K now. I just want Bitcoin to go on that last major move upward. It'll pull the rest of the market with it, and it'll solidify that we are headed into alt season. Right now, people are citing delay after delay in this cycle. A lot of people think that Bitcoin's cycle is already over. Bitcoin still has one big move up. And if you're a retail investor holding Bitcoin, once that move happens, that's when you get out and get invested into utility. This way, you will get a better return on your investment. Do you believe XRP is still being suppressed even though the SEC lawsuit is over for good? I wouldn't say suppressed. I think what's going on with XRP is this. It's following the rest of the market. We're still following Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin drops in price, XRP and the rest of the market goes with it. I think we will see recovery on the price of XRP though. Before the Rippleverse SEC case, XRP was the #2 cryptocurrency. Will that happen going forward? Absolutely. I think we're going to flip Ethereum in this run. Let's see if we also flip Bitcoin. This comes from Black Swan Capitalist. They've chosen the easy way out. Inflate the debt away. Pump asset prices higher. Enrich the rich. And ride it until the whole system blows. Meanwhile, everyone else gets crushed under inflation and soaring cost. Anyone claiming this is fixed is either uninformed or misinformed. That's the plan. What it looks like is going to happen is we are going to see a reset at some point. When will that happen? A lot of people think it's going to happen in 2025. I think it's going to happen sometime in 2026. I don't think everything is ready quite yet for the digital transformation, the switch from the current system into the digital system. But we are getting close. Everything is accelerating. You could see it. You know, while everybody's distracted by Bitcoin and by all the FUD all over X, in the background, an entire new financial system is building out. But they don't want you to get rich at all. And that's why they crush everyone under inflation. You know, they always say, well, inflation's coming down. Well, nobody sees it because it's magical numbers that they give us every single month. And that's why you invest in something like XRP. That's your hedge against inflation. Because once XRP breaks out, people are going to make a lot of money in this run. And it offsets the dollar going down in value at the same time. I still think XRP is going to emerge as a better store of value than Bitcoin. $100 XRP could be life-changing. Experts reveal you'd need 10,000 XRP to become a millionaire. This is simple math, and they write a whole article around this. I don't get it. And then they go on to cite the rich list. You know, it's like they're stressing to you, you need to hold X amount of XRP. What about a year from now, when most people are maybe buying 10 or 20 XRP, when it's sitting well above $100? Because it's definitely going above $100. It may be not at first, but as these catalysts play out and institutional adoption happens, we are going to see $100 XRP. It's a utility packed cryptocurrency. People don't get that yet. And with the market cap multiplier factored in with these ETFs going live very soon, we could get to $100 quicker than people think. Some people are even citing higher. eGreg predicts XRP could hit $27. Miss at $18 or overshoot to $200. Well, then you'd only need 5,000 XRP to be a millionaire. You know, it just depends on how long you can hold on to your XRP. Look at it like this. Even if XRP just went to $27 in this run, every 1,000 XRP you're holding is worth $27,000. You know, I tell people all the time, don't overinvest in crypto. Because when you overinvest, you're stressed out. You're like, come on, I need this market to move. And all of a sudden, you're getting frustrated because we're going sideways for a period of time, and you need it to break out so you can cash out some XRP to cover bills, to cover gas, to cover food. You invest whatever you could afford to lose or whatever you can afford to invest. This way you sit back and you stay patient. This way you don't have to worry about it. You lock that XRP away. Later you start to put it to work for you. Then you don't even have to ever cash it out. But they put so much stress on telling people how much XRP they need to be holding. This comes from Eleanor Tourette. The CFTC will soon issue an advisory clarifying its Foreign Board of Trade registration rules, giving non-U.S. exchanges a clear path to let Americans trade on their platforms. Acting Chair Caroline DeFam calls it a way to onshore crypto activity that fled amid Biden-era regulation by enforcement, reaffirming a framework that's been in place since the 1990s. For U.S. traders, this means more legal access to global liquidity. For crypto, it's another step towards clarity and a Trump admin crypto sprint win. Now, a lot of these offshore exchanges are not doing KYC or AML. And if you're storing your crypto there and those exchanges fold up with the incoming regulations, your crypto goes with it. James Rule said, every crypto exchange in the world needs to require KYC. Too many scammers are cashing out on foreign exchanges. Make it happen. We need regulations ahead of this. And we got to make sure that every exchange does KYC, AML. This way, people's money is not at a risk of being lost. This way, people are not losing their crypto when these exchanges fold up. I'm telling you, we will see a bottleneck with the exchanges. And that's why I always tell people, get your crypto off the exchange, not your keys, not your crypto. But it's not just going to be exchanges. It's going to be some of these shady wallets also that don't do KYC or AML. Some of them will fold up as well. You're better off custodying your own crypto. There's no better person to hold your crypto than you. Everyone hates XRP right now, even the holders. I'm getting multiple comments per post about how XRP doesn't do anything or they can't take it anymore or how they've sold. This tells me we are close to our next leg up. Infighting and despair isn't a market top, and I agree. Right now, everybody's hating on XRP. It's because we're going sideways again. Everybody wants that next leg up. Everybody wants it to be up only. But that's not how crypto works. You know, if you want to make money in this space, you're going to have to go through some days of red days. You're going to have to go through days and days of sideways movement. But all of a sudden, when XRP breaks out, it's going to be worth it. Because when this cryptocurrency moves, it moves violently. It moves very fast also. So people sitting on the sidelines, they get priced out very quick when XRP takes off. And that time is absolutely coming. King Karan says, no way he calls us Ripple investors. We're XRP investors. Get educated before you have an opinion. So Zach XBT is all of a sudden so anti-XRP, he's taking it out on everyone. Ripple holders provide nothing of value to the industry except exit liquidity for insiders, thus are not worth supporting. Likewise with Cardano, Pulse Chain, Hedera, etc. This is what happens when people get frustrated. All of a sudden, they go over on X and they start having all this negativity. And that negativity, it just spreads all over X. But new investors, not knowing what they're holding, they see this and they're like, oh, I don't want to be stuck holding this. And then all of a sudden, they want to sell and jump into something else. The one thing that XRP does, the one thing that Hedera HBAR does, and XLM and XDC and so on, when you invest in it, you put yourself on the path to financial freedom. These are game-changing cryptocurrencies. Just because the price is down right now doesn't mean the price is going to stay there forever. Remember when we were back at 50 cents and everybody was like, we're never going above $1 again. Here we are now, close to $3 once again. Soon, we're going to break above $5. We're going to go into price discovery. And all the FUD will be gone, and a lot of people are going to regret selling their XRP at $2.90 some. This comes from Red Pill Pro, and there's a lot of talk about this as well. The official U.S. Department of Commerce report includes Stellar. Why is literally every influencer account excluding it from their post? I wonder. Explore proof below. So it looks like the GDP, this data, is going to end up on a few blockchains. It's coming to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Stellar, Avalanche, Arbitrum One, Polygon, and Optimism. The data was also disseminated through coordination with the oracles, Pyth and Chainlink. The exchanges, Coinbase, Gemini, and Kraken, help facilitate the department's publishing. Wow. So right away, people said, oh, this shows that Chainlink is the future and XRP is the past. This is data. You know, this isn't moving the United States money from point A to point B. It's data, okay? And people don't understand that yet. Right away, they see Chainlink mentioned by the U.S. government, and that's it. Chainlink's the future. I hold Chainlink, and I'm telling you right now, Link will never be XRP. But Wormhole put this out as well. The U.S. Department of Commerce has selected Wormhole Ecosystem Team, Pyth Network, to verify and publish economic data on chain, with all multi-chain data interoperability powered by Wormhole. Now, I think it's great that they're putting this data on the blockchain. If the data is correct, you know, these numbers are most likely going to be fabricated numbers coming from the U.S. government. They're just going to record it on a blockchain. That's all that's happening here. And it's going to look like they're being fully transparent when, in fact, the numbers most likely won't be the correct numbers anyway. But what Ripple has going on with Wormhole is way more important. Ripple has now integrated Wormhole into the XRP ledger. BlackRock's Build-A-Fund platform uses Wormhole to go multi-chain and interoperate with numerous blockchain networks. This is powered by Securitize, an institutional-grade custody platform backed by Ripple. Full circle, BlackRock to Ripple via Wormhole and Securitize. The fact that this is coming together in this way, Ripple and BlackRock, they might not be tied directly to each other, but they're tied to each other through partnerships, through other entry points like Wormhole and Securitize. And the fact that BlackRock is tied in here BlackRock is also they're the shot caller at the U.S. government. Whenever there's a crisis in the United States, our government turns to BlackRock for answers. They always want to know what their next move is, but they always go to BlackRock. They did multiple times in the past. And even now, the way I look at this, BlackRock and Ripple are working with the U.S. government behind the scenes. People don't realize that yet. This is what's going on, and there's no big announcements around it. BlackRock can't even talk about Ripple or XRP. And Brad Garlinghouse very rarely mentions BlackRock in any way. It's because they both are working together in the background. But like I said at the beginning of this video, right now, we're just going sideways for the most part. Not a whole lot of movement on the price of XRP right now. Everybody's calling for this major dip back down to this level right here, around $2.82. And then we'll start to move back up again. But if you look at this on the 7-day chart, we went down to $2.79, came back up, came back down to a higher low, and then we move back up. I'm expecting we most likely move up, then maybe we come back down, set a higher low again, and then move back up. And it still looks like September is going to be a very good month for crypto. Everybody's talking about people putting money into XRP ahead of the ETFs going live. That could definitely get the price moving. Who knows? Maybe some other big catalyst will drop. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.